Hey folks, welcome to the show. I appreciate you showing up. We're your host. I'm Chef Dre. This is Mountain Matt.
It's the Bash Brothers Show.
The Bash Brothers Show. If you want to be a guest on the show, please hit us up at thebashbrothershow@gmail.com. We can have you on the show if you're local, and we can have you via phone call if you're not. So just hit us up. Let us know. You better bring some content because we're not having your ass if you show up lame.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. We like those views. Makes us feel special.
Yeah. When we got over, I think 16 views, I felt like special.
This is a thing, boy. We got
Yeah, like where's the sponsors, bitch?
Yeah. Them contracts are coming our way any day now.
Waiting. Every day I wake up waiting for the email. It never comes in.
I'm waiting for Duluth Trading Company to sponsor me, so y'all hit me up.
Duluth. I like their underwear commercials. That's what you want, ain't it?
Yeah, I went in on that. I want to be the guy. I want to be the Duluth guy. Hit me up.
Mountain Matt.
The Duluth guy.
Duluth guy.
Yeah, they'll take one look at me and be like, no way, this guy's too vulgar. Get rid of him.
It's probably exactly what they need.
Yeah, I'll sell some pants. I promise you. I sell pants already.
The underwear commercial is really balling, though. Balling.
I haven't seen the actual commercial.
Oh, it's got like a vice in it with the underwear.
I know they build pants. I'm not wearing them right now because I got overalls on, but I wear Duluth pants.
You do have the overalls on. We got a great show for you today. We're going to start it off with a little segment we like to call Relationship Advice with Matt.
It should be interesting.
To say the least. This episode is brought to you by Chef Dre's Baked Goodies, putting the high-end edibles since 2015. Ask your local dispensary if they have Chef Dre's Baked Goodies. If they don't, ask why the fuck not.
That's right. Get you some.
So, relationship advice with Matt. It's obvious you're in a relationship now.
Yes, I am in a relationship.
So I think that stands to pair that you are an expert.
Yes, double expert. I've been in 2 relationships. No, I've been in a lot of relationships, actually.
The first question for you, Matt, with relationships with advice with Matt is how many arguments per month is acceptable?
Oh, my goodness. That's a good one. How many arguments a month are acceptable? Man. I think you got about a half a credit every day, maybe. About half a credit. Yeah.
Wait.
No, arguments should be like, I mean, what degree of arguments are you talking about? Ones that end with the police being called, or?
What do you feel is an argument?
Where the neighbors can hear it. That's an argument.
Okay.
If it's
fair,
not, it's a disagreement. If
okay, fair. All right.
Yeah. If the neighbors can hear it. I've got distance between me and my neighbor, so that's it happens. It happens.
Okay. So how many arguments per month is acceptable?
Oh, except per month are acceptable. I mean, really.
Like at what point you're like, God damn it, this is too much. Like we're having 3 arguments a month. It's over with. If
you're escaping, okay, you gotta manage. It's that time of the month, at least one time of the month. So you've got about a 3 or 4 day period where you're really gonna have to make some allowances right there.
So you think arguments happen more during the menstrual cycle?
Right before. Usually, in my experience, it's gonna be. Right, leading up to that.
I feel like a therapist could have a time with it.
It's the premenstrual syndrome that they usually lose
the P part of the PMS.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Once it comes, they're usually feeling vulnerable. They're not going to be causing too much beef. Yeah.
So you're automatically allotting 1 argument per
3
month.
to 4 days. You're gonna see it coming. You're gonna see it coming. Just know it's coming.
But how many arguments per month is acceptable? You're saying at least 1 during the pre-menstrual cycle.
Yeah, you've got that one just as a precursor. That's coming.
Okay, so we got 1.
That's going to be something. If you can avoid that one, you're borderline mastering the situation. Right. So basically, just be busy. Be busy those days. Be like, you see it coming, they're going to cry or something like that. Just get them, just be like, okay, yeah. Get them something, make them feel good, and get out of Dodge.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You're going to want to have to do a lot of
So we got
work
1 solid.
Yeah,
All
1
right.
solid. Now,
How many more?
Now,
are you saying is acceptable?
Right. Now, that depends on how things are going in the house. I mean, what you got going on in life. If you're experiencing more than one, like, real argument a week, you need to start reassessing things. Like, when you start getting out of that one a month.
Now we're getting
you got about two really solid in a month that you can make an allowance for. You got the period argument. That's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Most likely
you
it's
have
coming.
done the period argument. Okay.
Yeah, you guys get that? Look, Kingsley, no. Just you, man. You get that at all? You got a lot of women in your life. You got to get some kind of flack.
I do have a few women in my life, and no.
No?
No.
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 Okay.
I don't get flack. Like, I can see when it's there. I know that there's emotions involved. I can see things that are a bit more emotional, but there's no flack. There's like, I know when not to fuck with them. I guess it's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, I have a very, rudimentary sense of humor, I guess you could say.
Right.
So, I know when not to be poking.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times that's when I poke also.
Right.
Because I'm a sadist like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying one per week and absolutely one during the premenstrual cycle.
No, not one per week. I'm just saying, if things are going bad, you might be able to expect one a week. But really, if you're seeing that outside of two every month, something's going on. You usually got one around that time, and then you probably got something at least going on within those 30 days. I mean, you got to think there's the holidays coming through. I mean, some of that's going to account for arguments. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Okay, so
I don't know what I mean. He's got no problems in his life. But
no, I didn't say
women problems.
No, I didn't say I don't have women problems. I don't have arguments. Problems.
Yeah, I have argument problems sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's disagreements. There's temperaments.
I'm not easy to deal with either. I'm not saying it's 100%.
Man, I know that I'm not easy to deal with, which is truly a testament to the women in my life, because like they're the one that they're the one that really bite their tongue when I'm the one.
Do you have one that tests you?
No, I wouldn't say no. No, I don't have anyone. I've had them in the past, but I don't have one now that tests me like. I
get tested every day.
There's no reason.
Every day I get tested.
There's no reason to test me. Yeah. I'm more of a vocal person. Like, just kind of like let me know. Like, I'm not a mind reader, right? So you let me know what you need. You need your ass beat? Say I need my ass beat. And listen, I like beating ass. So it's not.
He's not talking about domestic violence per se. He's talking about a sanctioned spanking.
Consent. It's all about consent. Okay, we're moving on anyway. So not one per week, but more than two a month. You should check into your relationship.
That should be ringing some alarm bells. Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that's very fair.
Yeah,
that's good advice from Matt. All right, moving on to the next question. If you caught your partner actively sneaking through your phone, what would you do?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, you know good and damn well they were sneaking and you caught them. They looked caught when you caught them. What would you do?
Well, in my mind, I'd be immediately suspicious, because usually when somebody's doing something in a relationship where they're feeling paranoid, or a lot of times there's going to be guilt on the end of the person with the suspicion. So if somebody's going through your phone, more than likely they have something to feel guilty about, and they're trying to catch you on the same thing so they don't feel so guilty. So, in other words, you catch somebody going through your phone, you're having serious trust issues. Your relationship's probably close to being over if it isn't already.
Final answer?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Yeah.
No, you said you would. There's trust issues, right? But I'm asking what.
What would my reaction be?
Yeah, what would you personally do? Is the question.
I mean, shit, that's happened to me before. Yeah, it's happened to me before, and I made the mistake of letting it pass, and I was getting cheated on. Yeah, it's not a good thing. Yeah.
So what would you do? What's your advice?
I don't remember what my reaction was.
Okay, well, what's your advice?
you better start looking for a way out if somebody's going through your phone, because relationship's about to end and she's already getting it from somebody else, most likely.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah, I've had situations where sometimes they'll try to get the guilt to even out, I guess is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I had this girl one time that I didn't really understand at the time. I was young, but she was trying to get me to sleep with this other girl at a party, like hardcore, actively trying to get me to sleep with this other girl. And at the time, I don't remember exactly why, but I wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But come to find out, that chick was, fucking one of my friends behind my back. And they just wanted, I guess, to even out the guilty platter. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not the only one fucking somebody else. Now you are too. This sort of thing.
I know. I do know what you're saying. I think that's good advice. Like looking for a way out. If you find them, if you find your partner actively sneaking through your phone, start looking for a way out.
Yeah. You're already past the trust barrier. That's already broken.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Relationship advice.
Yeah, sorry, it's not too funny, but that's about. It's
the truth.
It's about as clear cut as
it don't have to be funny for the truth.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next question. How much sex is normal?
How much sex is normal?
I guess we have to first ask what is normal for you.
Yeah,
what is normal for you?
Not as much as you, I don't think. Probably not as much as you. But,
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, 2 or 3 times a week is probably normal.
For you?
It really depends. Because if we don't have kids around.
No, I'm asking. I was confused. 2 to 3 times a week is normal for you or for the normal couple? I'm asking.
Yeah, our sex life sort of kind of goes like on the ebb and flow of the ocean, sort of like it's a lot heavier during one point of the month, and then it's.
Are we talking about PMS again, or?
It kind of revolves around that a little bit.
That makes sense. So I'm asking from a vanilla aspect. How much do you think the average vanilla couple has sex?
3 times a week.
Wow. Really?
But they don't? Is that less or more?
I would think it's extremely, like I wouldn't even, some of them probably aren't even getting it weekly.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, email the show, the Bash Brothers Show at gmail.com. Let us know what you think normal is for a vanilla and a kink couple, because that's what we're getting into next is kink. But the first question
there's
is
a lot of factors in that. Do you have kids? Do you do manual labor for a living? Because some nights your back's just not into it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I have a lot of back issues, but that don't mean my dick ain't hard.
Yeah, I understand that. When's the last time you dug a ditch or put a fence in? At the end of that, you might not be feeling like getting frisky that night. You know what I'm saying? You might just be worried about getting clean and getting the fucking briars out of your hair and shit.
Sometimes that in itself is a service.
Yeah, but that service doesn't always lead to sex. I mean,
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. So you're saying the vanilla person has sex 2 to 3 times a week?
I would assume, that would probably.
Okay, listen, there's no wrong answers here. This is your advice.
I'm guessing. Do you have the actual answers?
No, I don't think there is an actual. I don't think there is an actual.
Oh, there's an actual answer. There's a statistic somewhere.
It's like, God damn it, I zoned out again.
How many times do people fuck a week? How many times are we talking about married couples?
I mean,
yeah. How long? What's the normal sex life of a married couple?
The only difference I have is vanilla and kink. So I would say married. The normal married couple is pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
So if you think 2 to 3 times for vanilla, before we actually get the answer, while Kenny's over there looking it up, guys, I want you to know he's working hard at it. What do you think the average time is normal for a kink couple, like someone that actively lives a kink lifestyle? And I say kink loosely, like that's not just BDSM. Kink includes, you got the swingers. And
be honest, I have everybody that I've met in the lifestyle. There's no consist. Like, I don't meet the same people constantly. Like, consistently. Like, there's not enough consistency in that world in order to derive a statistic from, for me. I mean, some people's probably overactive, I would imagine. Some people probably have sexual problems that are in the lifestyle. So that's a hard one to determine. Somebody that's got an ideal situation, probably clapping cheeks 7 times a week, I would imagine, minimum. What's average for you, Dre? Like, I feel like that's what this is leading up to, because I know you like to bust them cheeks every night before bedtime. Not everybody's a gentleman of leisure and lives that life. You know what I'm saying?
You were saying, Kenny?
In 2017, they did a study of married couples and averaged 54 times a year, once a week.
Once a week. 2017. This one.
Yeah, but that's pre-COVID. People are at the house a lot more. Probably even that number out.
You said 1 time a day.
No, when they said, what, for you?
No, that's what you said for kink. Like someone actively living a good kink lifestyle.
So gentleman of leisure, probably at least. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it ain't every day, the amount of times is adding up to at least 7 times a week.
I would say that I have some sort of sexual activity every day, at least once.
Yeah, okay. Everybody out there jealous yet?
Listen, when I was single and had 0 women, you feel me? The House of Orion.
Yeah.
Still had sexual touch. And I had intercourse with myself on the daily.
Is it just like you got to have that before you go to bed?
Wake up, bed.
What's the normal time? What's the normal time frame for you? What's the normal time of day that you is it at night or during the daytime? Because I'm more of like a daytime fucker.
I would say I'm better during the daytime.
You're like 10 o'clock in the morning.
It really depends.
That's the sweet spot right there. 10 o'clock.
Yeah. That's your sweet spot.
Yeah.
And that, folks, has been your relationship advice with Matt. Yeah. Brought to you. I can't even find my notes. You got me all fucked up. Brought to you by Chef Dre's Baked Goodies. Putting the high in high-end edibles since 2015. Ask your local dispensary if they have Chef Dre's Baked Goodies. If they don't, ask why the fuck not.
Yeah, you got to get them things in there. That's what the people want.
We're going to move into Am I the Asshole segment. And this one's brought to you by your favorite.
Mount Matt Sweet Tea?
No. There you go. That's a thing now. I got people asking me, where can I find this Mountain Matt Sweet Tea that's improperly
As soon as I get my bathtub cleaned out to make another batch, we're going to bottle it up.
No. Am I the Asshole is brought to you by the Truck Drivers of America. If you're wearing it, eating it, or driving it, chances are it came in on a fucking truck. So shout out to all the truckers that keep America running. Truck drivers, the backbone of America.
We love our truckers.
Sure do. Sure enough. All right, so pay attention. This one's lengthy.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Are we going into a story, like a news story?
Am I the asshole?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I'm tracking.
All right.
I got excited.
So this one, true story. They all are. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my ex-best friend she never cared about my problems, so why should I care about hers? That's the title. Mary and I, both 26 female, have been friends since the first grade. We have had similar ambitions and goals in life, so we attended the same college. Our first year there, I met my ex-boyfriend, introduced Mary to his friend, and they also started dating. So we got a little couples thing going on there. That relationship was one of the biggest mistakes I've made so far in my life.
Can we stop and back up just for a second?
Talk to him.
She introduced her ex to, what was that?
No, all right, here we go. We had similar ambitions, goals, and life, so we attended the same college. Our first year there, she, this person,
the writer,
met their ex-boyfriend. but also introduced Mary to his friend, and they also started dating. So her ex-boyfriend's friend introduced to Mary.
So now we got.
There's 4 of them.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. That relationship was one of the biggest mistakes I've made so far in life. He was extremely abusive, constantly belittling me and making me feel worthless. He would gaslight me to the point I felt insane, and worst of all, he would act like the perfect boyfriend in front of other people, making them think I was the crazy one in the relationship. Sounds like you, man. I've endured his abusive entitlement until the last year of college, when something inside me snapped and I realized I couldn't live like that any longer. Needless to say, he didn't take the breakup well. He would harass me daily, and the police wouldn't do anything about it since he didn't technically hurt me yet. He made me feel unsafe in my own home, so I called Mary, her best friend, to ask if I could go stay with her, only to realize my number had been blocked. Thinking this was some sort of mistake, I showed up at her doorstep only for her to answer the door with her boyfriend behind her. They both called me a disgusting slut and said that my ex already told them everything there is to know, so I shouldn't even bother with them, and then they slammed the door in my face and publicly shamed me after I left. Years went by, too, and I'm doing much better for myself. Last week, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Mary, who asked if we could meet up. I thought she wanted to apologize for the disagreement 2 years ago, so I agreed to meet with her. When I saw her, she looked horrible. Apparently, her college boyfriend wasn't the Prince Charming that everyone thought he was, and started mistreating her after they moved in together, cheating, lying, gambling away their money. I asked her what they had to do with me in town and thought I could get to live. I asked her what it had to do with me, and she sheepishly said that she heard I was renting an apartment in town and thought I could let her live there for a year rent-free. Rent-free. Until she could get back on her feet, for old time's sake. I laughed at her in her face and said that she never cared about me when my ex was abusing me, so why should I care about you suddenly when your ex is abusing you and you have all of the problems? She's not my friend anymore, and she can move back in with her mom or sister if she's that desperate. I've had this conversation with my girlfriend, and she told me that I was an asshole. So I wanted to reach out to you guys and ask, am I the asshole in this to leave this toxic relationship as it is? I don't know if I am wrong, and I need an honest opinion. Sincerely, Throwaway by Queen. What do you think?
So she's asking if she's in the wrong, if she's an asshole for telling this girl that she couldn't live with her.
To fuck off.
Yeah, no, she's not the asshole in that situation. No way.
You don't think so?
Nah, come on. A year, like who needs a year to like? There's been plenty of people get out of shitty relationships. I mean, it'll take a fucking year to get back on your feet. I mean, it might take a year, but you don't need a year of staying with somebody for free. Nah.
For free?
No, you could.
For free.
Nah, you could.
But this is after they publicly shamed her too, so I thought that was pretty shitty.
Yeah. So she's lucky she picked up the phone.
Yeah. So there you go. Throwaway by Queen.
Yeah.
Sincerely, you are not the asshole, according to the Bash Brothers.
Yeah, you're in the clear.
For what it's
You're
worth.
in the clear on that one.
For what it's worth. All right.
It's okay to tell people to fuck off.
It is. We do it frequently.
Yeah, it's a big part of growing up, telling people to fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah. What age do you think you hit properly when you can tell someone to fuck off?
It's like your mid-30s, and you're like...
So not 21.
Nah, you don't... Man, you don't even know who you are at 21.
Don't be 21 telling people to fuck off. There you go.
Yeah.
This segment of Am I the Asshole is brought to you by the Truck Drivers of America. If you're wearing it, eating it, or driving it, chances are it came in on a truck. So shout out to all the truckers that keep America running. Truckers. The backbone of America.
Flash them your titties when you see them on the highway.
Fuck yeah, I do that too. Like I like to
make
my women flash titties.
They appreciate it too, man. They
actually, there's a game I like to play. Like
talk to them.
We go down the highway, and I say, you know how you do your arm like that for them to blow the horn. I say, you do that I said, if they blow the horn, flash them your titties.
Yeah, hell
if they don't, you don't flash them the titties.
Yeah. It's good fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
They appreciate it, too.
They
I
really
promise you.
do appreciate it.
They might have just been driving fucking 30 hours.
Woo, and
you know
need
what
a
I'm
nap,
saying?
something fierce, and you just help them get
And
through.
Yeah, no hope on the horizon, and those titties just brighten their day up.
All right, so we're going to move into the next thing. I got a couple questions, direct questions coming in on email.
I love these questions. Get us some more questions in here.
Yeah.
Email us some questions, people.
Tell them where they email it at.
Email us at thebashbrothershow@gmail.com.
My man. he
Like,
got it.
share, and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Woo, it only took like 3 or 4 episodes to get them to do that. That's good. All right, so the first question is for me. It says, for Dre, how did you and Star, that's my 24/7 slave slash submissive
Wife.
also my wife who
Yes.
who lives with me. So how did you and Star open up to polyamorous, being polyamorous? Did you discuss it up front, or was it based on the people you met? That's a good question, and I would say that it would start being from a dynamic based, from a BDSM lifestyle. Because I've always had multiple submissives.
Mm-hmm.
And even actually, true story, when I met Star, I had 3 multiple submissives at the same time. Actually, when I met Star, and when I met Star, I actually got rid of the 3 because I wanted to focus a lot
Yeah.
on her. Like she was, that's why I named her Star.
Yeah, you've told me that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I've always had multiple submissives. Now
He seen that high quality coming in and got rid of the other ones. Was like, y'all got to pack it and get
story.
out.
Yeah.
So
Get
you were already into it when and how long had you been into it before you met Star? Having multiple partners at the same time?
Legally 18.
Okay.
Yeah, legally. So probably,
That's a long time ago before it was really
Yeah.
socially acceptable.
probably 2 or 3
Or
years.
socially
probably
normal.
2 or 3 years before I met Star.
No.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me on the math this time. I watched it. I watched that first episode, Kenny. He was lying about math left and right, talking about he should have graduated in 2002, 2003. And I watched it. I was like, I went for it just like a bass on a lure. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
But I wouldn't say as far as the polyamorous aspect goes. It's when you're in the lifestyle, it's hard to look at things from a polyamorous standpoint. If that makes sense.
Tell people what that is.
Polyamorous is just having multiple partners and having multiple loves, I guess.
Yeah, but a lot of people have multiple partners. What makes it a polyamorous relationship? I mean, there's relationships involved. You're just not running out fucking 5 people at a time.
Well, I think it's important to note that everyone knows about each other. There's a dynamic led from the top, from the bottom in my relationships, and that's what I'm trying to get at is that having multiple submissives is a type of polyamorous lifestyle.
Now, are your submissives allowed to date outside of you?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
And-
any of them actively doing that?
No.
No. Is that encouraged or discouraged?
I encourage them to be who they are. A Star has other partners.
Sexual partners?
I mean, that's not for me to say. Her business, like I think it's important to understand, like what she has otherwise is something that I can't provide for her, right? So she has a very dominant side,
Mm-hmm.
right? As you have seen over the years, she's a good dame as well, and that's something I help train her to be. But there's things that she wants and needs that I can't provide for her. Does that make sense?
Like being a bottom?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's things that she, those itches that I can't scratch. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So like I've always had multiple submissives, which is technically, when you push when you talk about the polyamorous aspect, that is what that is. And so it really just kind of grew into where we are now. Like, so where me and Star are now, to answer the question directly, it has grown into that. It has blossomed into that. It didn't start where we are now.
Right.
right? So it's not something like if you was to look from the outside in for the listeners or the viewers, and you say, well, here's this guy who has multiple partners. That's correct. I have multiple partners, but it's all about consent, obviously.
We're going to get some questions emailed now. I promise you that. Promise you that.
And everyone knows about everyone, but it's not always about sex. Like, I've had submissives in my house that were not sexual submissives. Like, their primary goal was just service. Like, that's all they want to do.
A service submissive.
A service submissive, and they're not a sexual submissive. Like, they don't need.
Explain what they might do during like a visit. Like what is that to somebody that's totally ignorant? What is that?
I've had service submissive or submissive. I don't call them service submissive. I just call them mine when they're in my house. But
okay. But it's clear that it's clear understanding from the beginning that they're there in a service position,
correct,
not there for sexual activity.
Right, and that's what a lot of people might not understand, is that everything is consensual and laid out up front, right? And that's the beautiful part about being in the BDSM lifestyle, is that you're able to lead with the hard shit, right? Like, maybe you absolutely have to have anal. Like, listen, I just can't be happy unless I'm having anal sex, right? So, but in the BDSM lifestyle, you're allowed to lead with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get that out the way. Like, hey, do you like butt stuff? Great. Me too. I like butt stuff. So now I know we can move forward, and I can like you.
Yeah, there's just a lot more honesty in relationships, I guess. Like, your needs are put up front.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of how we got into polyam and where we are now. Is it really kind of manifested and blossomed?
And how many women are you involved with right now?
I currently have Star, and which is my nesting partner, if you will, in the polyam world. She's primary nesting partner, and she stays with me 24/7. And then I have Liberty, who's she's 24/7 as well. And then I have a prospect who has not too long ago petitioned the House of Orion to be another submissive. So she's going through the phases.
So you have one that lives in the house.
Correct.
One that lives outside of your house.
Correct. Local.
Right. And then you have a prospect.
Correct.
Okay. Just make that clear for people who listen so they know what's up.
And I call this person prospect because I rename my submissives once they become my submissive, because you're a different person at that point. And that's a whole different topic of conversation. So but do you think I answered this question?
Yeah. I think you answered that and opened the gate for about a million other questions.
Well, I'm sure I'll get beat up over that. So the next question is for you, Matt.
That's terrifying. Questions like when we're in the police station questions.
Well, it's really straightforward, pretty simple, and it goes back to episode 1.
Okay.
And it says, for Matt, do you really make your tea with chicken?
No, I was joking about food poisoning. I was trying to roll into the food poisoning joke. Was that for real joke?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a joke.
It was a for real question.
It was a for real question.
No,
I didn't say that.
You said
that. No. You said I make my tea with chicken. I didn't say it.
Because I was joking about food poisoning.
Well, there you go.
That whole thing.
He was joking. So anyone that has recently cracked open a tall container of Mountain Matt sweet tea, have no fear.
Once upon a time, I was ServSafe certified. I know how to handle food safely.
I used to be ServSafe certified.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
If you need to get a restaurant job, go get that certification. You'll get hired anywhere because it gives them 2 points on their health grade.
But you got to recertify every so often.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if somebody's desperate for a job, go take that little class and you will get hired at any fucking restaurant you show up at. They want that 2 points. They'll hire you just for that 2 points on their health grade. So good little advice. If you're out there struggling to find a restaurant job or need some help finding a restaurant job, just go to your local health department. I think that's where they give it, right? The test. I think that's where I took it a long time ago.
I don't know. The restaurant paid for mine.
Yeah, but I think it's at the health department, at your county health department. It's a 2-hour class or whatever it is now.
So I do have an email right here. That means there's actually like legit listeners out there listening to this. So
it's not just people we know emailing us questions.
Yeah. It says, hello. And now this is actually
a organic email question?
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Legit, organic, like, here we go.
All right, let's hear it.
Hello, I have some questions, but would like to remain anonymous. I can't wait for the next episode. Thank you. So, question number 1. Marriage/BDSM question.
I knew it.
What would you two suggest when you're not getting your needs met when it comes to the lifestyle? I have a friend who met a dom, and it was great at first, and then it slowly fell away to now where they are basically living a vanilla relationship. Vanilla means not good.
It means not associated with BDSM. Normal relationship, I guess.
Basically living a vanilla relationship. She's super unhappy, and he seems fine and won't discuss it any further. He also won't let her go find a play partner for her BDSM needs. She's lost and doesn't know what to do.
That's a good question. You got any answers on that?
Well, that's why I asked you.
Oh.
So, what would we two suggest? Not getting her needs met when it comes to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It started out
you gotta
strong.
Get back to the negotiating table.
It started out strong. Now it's basically a vanilla relationship where there's no play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these
The dom won't let her slip out and go find a play partner.
Yeah.
Which would have been my first go-to. Like, if you're not getting your needs met at home, you can have a play partner that's not intimate. You know, like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sex involved. It's just topping, service topping. It's a thing.
Yeah, you might want to explain that a little bit more so people aren't so lost on that.
Well, when people enjoy getting spanked, and as I like to affectionately call them, beatings, I'm a dominant. I have submissives that I can beat on and love on in that manner. When there's submissives that don't have a particular dominant that is theirs, then there are things called service tops where they can reach out to people like Matt or people like myself, where I have close friends and they're like, hey, Dre, I really need my ass beat. Are you doing anything next Wednesday around 2:30 in the afternoon? And I'm like, yes, beating your ass, because that's what I like to do.
And this happens with not just like impact, like he's talking about spanking. This happens with broke people. You might want to, your partner might not be versed in rope, but you're into being tied up. So you might visit somebody and practice with somebody that needs somebody to be, somebody to practice with. Or it may be a case that the person you're with is physically disabled or not capable of delivering the amount of pain that you want. And you might bring it to somebody.
Which is a thing.
Yeah. You might bring it to somebody like me that tear your ass up. But a lot of time it's not a relationship thing. It's more like going to get a massage or something, almost like a service, like
cathartic release.
Yeah, you're going to somebody that you trust to go get worked over.
But that would have been my first go-to, is like, if you're not getting your needs met at home, then having a play partner, someone that you can consensually hash out and agree, sit down, vet, things of that nature. But he also won't let her go find a play partner for her BDSM needs. She's lost and doesn't know what to do.
Well, it's easy for things to go stale in this. I mean, just a few weeks, like you could be used to going out every weekend, going to parties, going to different venues, and playing every weekend. And then all of a sudden you hit a dry spurt. I mean, it's even happened with me where, like, the schedule with keeping my children, the visitation on keeping children changed to where I had kids every weekend. So that just killed partying for me. We weren't going out doing that sort of thing. But I guess for this person that writing in, the cool thing about this lifestyle is you can talk and be honest, and really you just need to get that person back to the negotiating table. You may even need to go out on a limb to find out what it was that really put a stop in there and try to make some effort on your own to make something happen, because maybe there may have been something happen that person hadn't talked to you about. Maybe they felt robbed of their power, or maybe they've got an injury that you don't know about, or something like that. That's why communication is so key. So really need to get that person back to the negotiating table and try to have that talk.
I would agree. So like,
Yeah.
it's just about open and honest communication.
Yeah.
Right? Like being able to sit down with whoever your partner is, be it a top or a bottom, and saying, listen, my needs aren't being met.
Yeah, and
Right.
speaking on that, this goes for even vanilla relationships. Before you try to have a talk like that, you really need to make sure all the right elements are met before you sit down and have a negotiation with somebody. In other words, you need to make sure that they've eaten recently, that they're not in a rush to do anything, that it's the right time to talk and bring that up, because you'll probably run into a lot of questions or a lot of problems like that are in this question about, he said, he doesn't want to talk about it and this and that. It may have been just the approach was wrong.
That's a
or
good
at
point.
the wrong time.
Make sure you don't approach said person hangry.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
But if you started this, my advice would be, if you started this relationship on the plane and level of a BDSM, right? Like we started this relationship on and in the lifestyle, right?
Right.
And it's kind of turned vanilla, then you always know that the default was BDSM lifestyle, right? So you always have that ability to approach on the plane and level and say, listen, we need to sit down and have what I call in my house is a tabletop discussion. When we have a tabletop discussion in my house, I may be the master or I may be the dominant, depending on which dynamic and which relationship I'm talking about, because it's different. But when we have a tabletop discussion, there's no rank. There's no top, there's no bottom, there's no big letter, there's no little letter, right? Like we're all approached here as adults who have things that we need to communicate effectively, right? And that's what needs to be able to happen here. Is you started this relationship on the BDSM plane, so if it's gonna end, you should end it on the BDSM plane, and by saying like we need to be able to sit down and talk as discuss this as adults equally.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
big part of what we do.
Right, on an equal
Yeah.
basis, right? So that would be my advice there.
Yeah.
Good with that?
Got to get to the negotiating table.
There you go. Any more? And if anyone else has any questions about that, please email the show at the Bash Brothers Show
Yeah.
at
Maybe-
gmail.com.
Yeah. Maybe we could get some ideas for you how to get people to the negotiating table. Maybe
I've
we
got a
could
lot
think
of
about that.
experience at the negotiating table.
Yeah.
Question number deuce. What are your opinions on FetLife? All right, let me stop there for the viewers and listeners. FetLife is a community-based website.
It's basically Facebook for kinky people,
There you go.
but
That's
it's
just-
actually the format's a little strange, but you can share a lot of content on there.
That's FetLife.com. That's what I'm talking about. So, what are your opinions on FetLife? Personally, I think it's lost meaning in the past few years with fakes and 50 Shades people. It sucks for newbies and to try to learn about the lifestyle on there, because you have to pick and choose what information is real and or false by the poster. Do you think FetLife has gone downhill? That's the question.
I think it's changed a little bit. I don't know about downhill. It's changed because there's a lot of people on there that are just promoting their OnlyFans and stuff like that. That's going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot
it's
of
not necessarily a good or a bad thing. I'm not saying that. But really what this person's asking can be formatted to a lot of different things. It's really what you make of it. You got to pick and choose information out of everything you hear. That's in all walks of life. You're not going to be able to believe everything. It's the same thing. Like you could apply this question to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Not hard to learn if you're focusing on the right things and trying to. I guess the best advice I could give for this person is, or maybe a question for this person is, are you bringing any value to what you're posting? Are you putting any writings? Are you making any cool pictures to put up there? Are you adding anything? Like, what value are you bringing to the table at the same time you're expecting value? Like, sometimes you got to be the change you want to see.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks. Like, as far as my opinions on FetLife, I mean, if I'm being honest about it, I have 3 separate partners at the moment, including the prospect. All 3 of those found me on FetLife.
Yeah. So it can be a useful tool.
I think it can be a useful tool. You just have to be able to weed through these fakes and 50 Shades and poster people that are obviously out there. Like there's a lot of posers out there, man. Like every one of my submissives have always gotten the bullshit on FetLife. Like Star gets it every day, if not every other day. You know, it's
that's
like,
just the way of the world.
And some of them are like, hey, and then some of them are cut and copy and paste. You know, like it's just like some bullshit. And you go to look at their profile, and there's like, hey, you want some advice on FetLife? I'll give you some fucking advice. Stop making all your pictures dick pics. There's some fucking advice. Like you want to get some attention. Like this is an anonymous post, so I don't know if this is a male or female.
I guarantee his profile isn't developed. I guarantee
like have some content on your profile.
Yeah.
And listen, honestly, not including Star, but like I get hit all the time on because of the content of my profile. I have some content and it reads well.
Yeah.
And so every blue moon, I'll get an email and they're like, hey, listen, I don't really want anything. I don't need anything from you. I just wanted to say I appreciate what you wrote on your profile. It's pretty dope. And so my advice is to make sure you have some content, make sure you have something worth reading, and your pictures aren't like, you know, fucking 19 pictures of your dick and 14 pictures of your balls.
Yeah, try to provide some value. If it's nothing but a writing, you will see returns on putting value out into the world.
And if you're new to FetLife, my advice would be to take the time and look at people's profile. And if I'm vetting, which is in the BDSM world, is one of the first steps you go into when you're trying to obtain a partner. Would that be a fair way to say it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're somebody that's trying to find...
Right, you're trying to find someone, the first phase you go through is vetting, right? And that first phase of vetting, if someone reaches out to you or if you're trying to reach out to someone and you look at their profile and their profile's got like 6 words in it, there's no content, then move on. If their profile is 14 pictures of dicks and 6 pictures of their asshole and 4 of their balls, like move on. Like that's not what you're looking for. If they don't have any writings, if they don't have anything of value to say about the lifestyle, then move on. That's going to be your easiest way to weed out these posers and fakes. What do you think?
Yeah, just make it your profile where you can attract people to it rather than you trying to pick out who you like. Bring some people to the yard.
Now, let's be honest. This ain't Match.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I've said just a little bit ago, like I think one of the positive things about this lifestyle is you're able to be upfront about what you want.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's okay. See, because it's not Match or one of these other dating websites, you can say, hey, I want this or I want that. And I need this and I need that. And if you don't match up front, then it's okay. You can move on to the next candidate.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about the lifestyle, really.
So that's our opinions on FetLife and whether we think it's going downhill. It's really what you put in it and what you get out of it.
Yeah. Try adding some value and see if you don't get any value out.
Yeah. Stop being so goddamn lazy
and
have some fucking value. And stop emailing all of my women and saying, hey.
Like your butt.
Great pics.
That was cool getting questions. I like getting questions. That's good.
So tell them where to send more questions.
Send more questions to the Bash Brothers Show at gmail.com.
Or you can leave them in the comments on the YouTube.
Yeah, as long as they're, decent for readers. Don't be putting anything too vulgar in there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe while you're there.
Do it. How much time we got, Kenny? 10 minutes. Oh, I got plenty of filler right here.
All right.
Check this out. All right, so show me how you brush the back of your teeth. You brush your teeth, obviously, right? We're going to get into where toothbrushes are from shortly, but
I'm not showing you how I brush the back of my teeth. You can just assume that I brush them properly because I still have wisdom teeth. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, show me what does it look like?
Not happening. Not happening. That was a nice try, though. I could just see the edit after that of me putting. choking
We
down.
needed that clip, Kenny.
Yeah.
We needed that clip.
Not falling for that one. Good try though.
But it leads into the segue. Like I've seen a few videos online where guys now
That was slick.
Yeah.
That was slick.
guys now are apparently afraid to eat a hot dog in public and or popsicle.
Beta
Beta.
man. I'll smash 10 hot dogs. By the way, I put them in this pocket right here, and right here I'll save them for later. I'll put 2 or 3 of them right
Can
here.
you imagine? Imagine for a moment, if you will. Imagine living in a world where you feel so insecure about your sexuality that you cannot pick up a hot dog or eat
Yeah.
a popsicle
Yeah.
comfortably in public.
Somebody got a problem with eating hot dog. That's their problem. You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely agree, which is why you should show us how you brush your
Not
mouth.
happening. Not happening. You'll just have to use your imagination.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, moving on. Do you know what a wet willy is?
Yes.
Describe a wet willy.
You put your finger in your mouth and get it wet and stick it in somebody's ear.
All right. That's correct. Do you know what a wet Winona is?
I'm dying to find out.
That's where you stick your finger in your mouth, get it wet, and you stick it in somebody's butthole.
Do we know what that has to do with Winona?
No.
Or is it just a cool way?
Do you know what the fucking ear has to do with Willie?
I'm just thinking about Winona Ryder's butthole now. Really? Like, is that? Yeah.
Now you know a new thing.
Okay.
Wet Winona.
Okay.
It's a thing around my
I like
place.
those. You should do more of those Urban Dictionary type things. Like, people like dirty sexual phrases like filthy Sanchez and rusty trombone.
Well, there you go.
You know.
Wet Winona.
Yeah.
That's right, coined right here on the Bash Brothers show. I
Yeah.
made that up in the 90s. You're welcome. I actually did make it up in the 90s.
Oh, you made it up?
In the 90s. You're not listening.
You were watching Edward Scissorhands?
No, I was in a barracks. It smelled like an
She's
ashtray.
in. That's Winona Ryder, right? In Edward Scissorhands? Anyways.
Question. Have you heard of the movie called Constipation?
No. Constipation.
It never came out.
Yeah, that's good.
Thought that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, so would you rather? I got some good ones. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather always have bad gas or always have a really dry mouth?
Ugh. Gas. I'm taking the gas. Yeah, I can manage.
You can
Be
have-
all right. It's
have-
not good when you're wearing overalls though, because you fart and it comes right up, straight up. Like you're like, whoa, clear out.
What did I eat?
Yeah, you're worried about everybody else, but you're the only one that can smell it. It's going right in your face.
Would you rather go without orgasms forever or have fluorescent pubic hair that you can never shave?
Yeah, people would probably pay for that job. That's probably going to be a thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the neon pubes. Come on. Anybody take that deal. Do we get to pick the color?
Would you rather?
Not a problem.
This is a good one. I was happy about this one. Would you rather have nipples for toes or toes for nipples?
That's a bad one right there. That's a bad
That's
one.
so good. You got to choose. Would you rather have nipples for toes or toes for nipples?
Oh, man. I might have to go with I might have to have toes for nipples, man. I got to have them on my feet. I can't have my dogs trying to suck on my damn fucking foot every time I'm walking around the house.
So you're choosing toes for nipples. So just two toes.
Yeah, I could figure I could probably hide that behind the overalls. I'd be all right.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, they might even be able to, like, readjust it. Readjust my shit. Tie knot.
How much time we got, Kenny?
6 minutes.
That's
Okay.
gross. I'm going to meet a chick that's got toes for nipples.
Would you rather only have sex in the bed or only have sex anywhere but the bed?
Yeah, I'm taking second option.
Anywhere but the bed?
Yeah, if those the only two options, yeah, I'll be fucking all over the place. Outdoors, yeah. My old lady will tell you, I'll pull her up in the alleyway somewhere and just fuck her. Anywhere, get ready. Bathroom, don't matter. Anywhere, public bathroom, whatever. Getting down.
We'll keep that in mind next time we go somewhere.
Yeah, it's fun. You know,
Yeah,
like
I got to go in there, you know.
Yeah, fucking outside during the daytime.
That's what you said last time. I
Yeah.
gotta pee.
Oh yeah, he was going in the bathroom. I said, I got to go in there after you. Just let you know.
Would you rather never give oral again or never receive oral again?
Oh yeah, I'm getting a blowjob. Believe that. That's going down, even if I got toe nipples for sure. Somebody's gonna be sucking on those too.
The image in my head.
Yeah. I hope everybody out there is thoroughly disgusted.
All right.
Gross.
Would you rather be blindfolded or gagged for 8 hours?
Blindfolded. Yeah. I actually had pink eye in both of my eyes one time and wasn't able to see. And it's kind of peaceful being blind. I could handle it. Yeah.
We're going to get some comments on that for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Blind people.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody blind listening.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm not saying I would like to be blind, but I'm saying it could be.
But you
managed.
choosing blindfolded over gagged?
Hell yeah, I can't stand something being around my mouth like that. No, somebody would have to put their life on the line trying to put a gag around my mouth like that. Yeah.
All right. Would you rather spend the day?
Should I be asking you these right back? That's what I feel like I'm getting.
I mean, you could have.
Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
It's a missed
I'll try to have some ready next time. Good.
Would you rather spend the day sat on a fat dildo or a day in suspension?
What do you mean in suspension?
Well,
Like,
I ain't talking
in
about.
school?
I ain't talking about. Guess what happens next?
I mean, are you talking about like being hung upside down?
Yeah, suspension.
Like, I could probably handle being suspended, not maybe upside down. I'll probably die in fucking 10 minutes, my fat ass. Yeah. But I'd probably take that over sitting on the dildo. So I guess we're going to go with suspension. Yeah. I heard a story about a guy that was like parachuted and spent like a day or so hung upside down. And that was on a podcast. Matter of fact, never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah, it was a story about that, and he was fucked up. Yeah, doesn't sound fun. I don't even like leaning my head off the couch too much. I'm like, ugh.
But the dildo sounds worse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit on a dildo all day. That's just not happening.
All right, fair enough.
Just gonna have to hang me from the rafters.
Would you rather be denied one orgasm or be given? No, my bad. Would you rather be denied all orgasms or be given so much orgasms it hurts?
Yeah, I'm taking option number 2. I've had that before.
You've had so much it hurts?
Yeah,
What's that feel like? I don't even.
like 7 times in a night, something like that.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, the rookie numbers.
You gotta get those numbers up, yo.
Yeah. I don't know how to get
Seven
past that. That's
7 times. What are we?
my
17.
Yeah, my attention span's not getting me, especially these years. No, I'm lucky half of that. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna finish it off here with one weird law that's still on the books, according to mentalfloss.com.
Okay, I like weird laws.
All right, so you can't wear a bulletproof vest while committing a crime in New Jersey. True story. If you're planning to rob a bank, you'll get double the time, double trouble if you're wearing a any bullet-resistant gear during the stick-up.
Isn't that a fucking mind twist right
You
there?
can be charged extra for trying to protect yourself from the policeman during a robbery. What do you think?
I
That's a true story.
need some processing time on that. That's crazy. Yeah. Like, we want to be able to fucking kill you easily, criminal. So don't break this law while you're breaking this other
It's like
law.
a cheat code law, you know, like
Yeah,
you can't use this cheat code.
I don't know. That's like a double whammy. I don't know if that's ridiculous. That's like wearing a mask during the commission of a crime. Like, what's the big deal?
Everyone that's here for the viewing and the listening, we really appreciate it. If you made it back to episode 4, then you're really a masochist, and you are our kind of people. That's what we like. So keep bringing it back. Tell them where to subscribe.
You subscribe on YouTube. This is episode 3, isn't it? You said episode 4.
What episode is it, Kenny? Yeah.
You said 4.
I told you I'm fast at math, man. When are you going to pick up on that?
You email us questions at the Bash Brothers Show at gmail.com. You like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
You can find us on all social medias, the Bash Brothers
I'll
Show.
give you Dre's number if you ask me. Just message him directly.
All right, folks. Well, we really appreciate it. We're going to get out of here until next week. This is the Bash Brothers reminding you that you aren't wrong. You aren't doing it wrong if no one knows what you're doing.
That's right.
That's the one. Till next week.